Hey guys, what is up? BuTTeR here, and welcome to episode 17 of my Real Talk series. If you're new to this series, which is probably the case because I've gotten a lot of viewers over the last couple of months, this is a series that I actually started over a year ago where I basically talk about my real life events that I've either gone through or I've seen other people go through over the 22 years of my life. And what I want to talk about today is actually death in the family, and I wanted to wait until there was a right time to actually do this. I didn't want to do this while I wasn't going through it, and my grandmother actually just passed away yesterday. So I want to kind of talk to you guys because I'm sure obviously everybody goes through death in the family, and it sucks, but it's just a part of life. And I'm going to tell you guys kind of how I cope with it, what I do to kind of make it better and, make it less hard on yourself and stuff like that. So obviously, my grandmother, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's when she was about 75 years old. But me and her, we used to be really close when I was younger. And when she turned 75 and, into her 80s, it was kind of all downhill from there, Basically, if you don't know what Alzheimer's disease is, it makes you kind of forget things. I think what it does is it, enlarges the brain, and certain parts of the brain don't work right. So she couldn't really remember things when she got into her late 80s. She didn't even know, who we were and stuff. So it was hard to see her like that, but I'm happy that she's, in a better place now and she's not suffering in a nursing home like she was. Because my grandfather died back when I was only 8 years old, so she really didn't have anybody who could, take care of her full time because, my mom has a full-time job and stuff like that, so it's very, very confusing. But anyways, there's a couple things that I want to go over about death in general. Obviously, the more immediate the death is, I was expecting my grandmother to die, so I was really upset when she died, but I knew it was coming. The worst is when you lose a friend in a car accident, or a mother or father passes away unexpectedly. It's honestly the worst, and I can honestly say that actually hasn't happened for me yet. I had somebody at work who committed suicide. That's pretty much the only thing that I've ever been close to of losing a friend in an immediate death, and I don't know how I'm going to take it the first time that happens, and I'm sure there's a large percentage of you who have been through that, and it's hard and it's terrible, and I can't honestly say what it feels like. But when somebody passes away in the family, there's a few things that you need to do, and one is to keep close with your family. I got a lot of family coming over this week, and when you spend time with family, it just goes to show you that even when someone passes away, you still have an entire group of people who still care about you, and you kind of have to just accept that death is a part of life. Death is something that we're all going to face one time or another, and sometimes it comes sooner for others, and nobody really knows why. There's no explanation for why we're even here. There's a lot of skepticism about it, and I don't want to get into the religious part of it because it's a really touchy subject for most people. And but it happens. It's something that we can't control. That's the one thing everybody fears, because it's the one thing, or one of the things that you cannot control. And what I do is I usually keep my friends and family close to me. Maybe go out a little bit, get your mind off of it, but you don't want to get your mind off of it to a point where you feel like you're trying to forget about that person. You always want to keep that person, in your heart. You'll always have a place in your heart for your relatives and your friends, and that's what I try doing. But I'm gonna go out tonight, spend some time with my friends. I haven't seen my friends in a couple days, so another thing for sure is to comfort those in your family who were closer to that person than you were. So what I've been doing lately is I've been trying to, help around the house, do some things for my mom to make it easier on her, because she just went through her mom dying, and now she doesn't have any parents at all. And it's really, really difficult. So I'm just trying to keep it easier on her. And so what I'm doing is, like I said, I'm cleaning up around the house, trying to make sure it's all set for when my, entire family comes over. We're going to have dinner and stuff. I think the funeral is Monday, or the wake is Monday, funeral is Tuesday, so I'm going to try to get some videos together for that, but if I don't, then you guys know why. So it's really difficult, and I want to hear some comments in the comment section below of your experiences. I'm going to take about an hour of my time and read through all the comments, and I want to hear your story. Do you have a story? Did you lose a friend in a car accident? I want to hear about it. And I know it's kind of hard to talk about it, but sometimes talking about it makes you feel better. And you know, I was fortunate enough to, you know, tell my grandmother that I love her and that I'm gonna miss her before she passed away. And that's why I kind of try to preach. And I know I'm not the one to talk about it because I get in fights with my parents sometimes, but I always try to preach that you need to be nice to your parents as much as possible, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen in that next second. You know, you get in a fight with your friend or something, and all of a sudden, the next second, boom, that person gets in a car accident and you never get to talk to them again. It's just little things like that that you have to be aware of if you know, don't want to have a terrible experience. I'm pretty sure, I think it's my aunt. My aunt and her mom actually got into a huge fight right before she passed away. And, you know, my aunt feels terrible about that because that's something that she can never take back. And I'm sure that's happened to a lot of people, and it's a terrible, terrible thing, but you kind of have to be careful. So, you know, I was fortunate enough to know when my grandmother was going to die, but sometimes you just don't know, and that's always going to be the hardest, like I said. And, you know, one of the biggest things, and I know people don't want to hear this, is time. It takes time to get over things. Unfortunately, we were born with emotions, and a lot of the emotions aren't good. A lot of terrible things happen in this world, and we got to learn how to kind of deal with that, because life has to go on. You know, things stop, people die, and if you haven't noticed, life just continues on. So you have to do things to better your life and better your family's life. Like, I'm trying to get my dad to stop eating so much sugar because he has diabetes. So instead of, you know, sulking about other people that have died in my family and just be like, oh, whatever, we all die one day, I'm trying to help him out so that he can, you know, eat better. And that's pretty much all I think any family could ask for, just looking out for each other. So remember, if you ever go through this, stay close to family. Like, if you lose a friend, stay close to your friends, and you know, give it time and make it special. Make it special for that person. You know, I got a picture up in my room now for my grandmother, so that I'll never forget her. I never will forget her anyways, because me and her, you know, we spent a lot of time together when I was younger. But you know, it's good to have a picture up there that I can see when I wake up every day and be like, you know, I love my grandmother, and you know, she's in a better place now. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I wanted to wait until I was kind of going through it myself. Of course, there's always this is gonna sound kind of corny, but it's alright to cry. You know, I mean, I'm the type of person where I'm like a warrior. I played 3 sports in high school. I was just, you know, there's no crying in baseball, so I'm always that kind of tough guy outside. But when it comes to death, I'm not gonna lie, I cry about things. You know, I cried when you know, my friend from work killed himself. I cried, you know, when my dad's best friend died. I cry when things happen, and you know, it's okay. It's okay to do it. And I don't know. I just I hope you all understand that. I don't know how to say this, that it happens, but it's okay. And I know that sounds weird because nobody likes death. And I just want to let you guys know that it's okay. It's okay to feel bad. It's okay to cry. And you know, that's not even really coming from me. I know a lot of people have a hard outer shell where they're like, oh, only girls cry and this and that. But when you really, really care about somebody and you know that you won't see them for a very long time, and it's very difficult. So this game's pretty much wrapping up. Like I said, you know, I pretty much said everything I could. It's really hard. Time's one of the most important things, and I hope you all never go through something where someone's there 1 second and they're not the next. So if you guys enjoyed this video or you found it helpful, make sure to leave a like. I'm actually going to end this a little early. You can watch the rest of the round if you want. It's coming down to the end. And I'll let you guys know if I do some more real talks. This isn't something that I do all the time anymore. But after this video, I definitely feel like I should start doing them a lot more often like I used to. So I've been LiKe BuTTeR, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy.
Flag out!
Is it true? Do the humans actually hope to survive much longer?